Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm in my kitchen. I'm not in the studio, but that doesn't stop you getting involved in the comments and letting us know what you think about all the latest Manchester United news. We may as well crack on with it. The main news, obviously, centres around the Manchester United takeover. Now, we had the story yesterday and the day before that. I think it was Wednesday it broke, that Sheikh Jassim had issued this ultimatum that he'd said, look, you've got till Friday to take my final offer. I'm putting in a fifth and final bid, or his people had said that. And once you've that bid submitted, you've got till Friday. If you don't accept it, I'm walking away. However, Friday came and went. It hadn't been accepted, and he hasn't walked away, which is also what Jamie Jackson at The Guardian had sort of suggested. He'd said that whilst Sheikh Jassim had put in this fifth and final bid and had said he was giving the Glazers this ultimatum, it was a self-imposed one, and there was still every chance he wouldn't, and he hasn't. He's still in the hunt for Manchester United. Now, there's loads of reports going on this morning, or yesterday as well, in terms of where this leaves United, what's happening with the takeover, how long it's going to be before we get a definitive answer. I'll go through some of the stories because there's a few different stories saying similar but slightly different things. Now, there was one that sort of piqued my interest in the Express, and it says, Man United takeover, Sheikh Jassim on the brink. But there's a giant Glazers catch. Of course, there's a giant Glazers catch. There's always a catch with the Glazers. They are doing their best, as they always do, to get the most money out of Manchester United. It is an absolute shambles the way this takeover has been handled. They issued that statement in November, I think it was, about strategic alternatives. Everyone looked at it and thought, okay, this means that they're going to sell. Bids came in. We had a load of bids. Then there was a second round of bidding. And you think, all right, okay, I get it. It's Manchester United. It's a huge business, a huge company, the biggest club in the world, or one of the biggest clubs in the world. I understand that there's going to be more than one round of bids. Then you get into the third, then the fourth. Now we're at the fifth, and it looks like we're still not done. So it's really, really frustrating with the transfer window looming. We've not got long till the transfer window opens. We want to be able to get players in, to scout these players and say, right, yeah, let's make a bid, let's make an offer. And if you don't know who your owners are and what your transfer budget is going to be, that makes life difficult. From what I understand, Erik ten Hag still has some transfer budget to work with. He's still got some idea. Hence the reason we are looking at players like Min-Jae, for example, who seems like he has been targeted and he has been sort of looked at as a proper signing for Manchester United, or a real, there's a real chance that he comes to Manchester United. The same with Mason Mount, another player the club have opened a dialogue with. So there must be some sort of budget there for the club to do that. But when it comes to the bigger signings, in terms of the fees, your Harry Kane's, your Victor Osimhen's, players like that, are the club able to go all out for them? Are they able to say, yeah, let's put this bid in, or we know we're going to have the money for that? I'm not so sure. So anyway, back to this article in the Express. It says, Manchester United takeover. Many fans want Sheikh Jassim to acquire the club from the Glazers, though Sir Jim Ratcliffe remains a strong rival. If you look online, I think there's a lot of people who are eager for Qatar to take over. That isn't exclusive, though. There's some that prefer Sir Jim Ratcliffe. There's some that don't really like either of them. And to be honest with you, I'm a bit in that camp myself, but you've got to choose one, haven't you? Because we don't got to choose one. You've got to get stuck with one. It's not like we have a choice in the matter. Sheikh Jassim is on the brink of being able to acquire Manchester United, has been claimed. But with the Glazers keen to get as much money as possible, it's the same with competitor Sir Jim Ratcliffe. The situation endured a couple of fresh twists on Friday, but still the saga continues to rumble on. It emerged on Friday that Sheikh Jassim would leave his offer for United on the table, despite previously vowing to abandon his pursuit if his fifth offer wasn't accepted. And news also broke of the Qatari billionaire leasing with Paris Saint-Germain chief Nasser El Khelaifi, with the Glazers happy with the 49-year-old acting as a middleman, having suggested the talk. So we saw this yesterday. I think Laurie Whitwell in The Athletic had it. Me and Steve spoke about it on the brew. The fact that the chap from Paris Saint-Germain was involved in the talks, although apparently just in an advisory capacity. He's not going to be part of the ownership team. This is what has been reported anyway. I mean, you look at it, you go, okay, well, he owns or he's the chairman of, or the chief or whatever, the chairman of Paris Saint-Germain. There is talk that the Qatari bid could be state-owned, similar to what is going on in Paris Saint-Germain, although Sheikh Jassim's people have been keen to stress it is two separate entities. That's why this should be allowed to go ahead, because the people that will be running Manchester United and owning Manchester United are separate from the ones that will be owning Paris Saint-Germain and running Paris Saint-Germain. You can make your own decision there. It does seem to lead back to the Qatari state, in my opinion, because look at the money on the table, look at the money that's involved. Yes, Sheikh Jassim has money, but he doesn't have unlimited wealth, and the sort of suggestions about the new stadium, the training ground, going big in the transfer market, and paying upwards of $6 billion for the club seems to suggest someone who's got almost unlimited wealth, which you think would tie into the Qatari fund. Plus, as well, he was running the Qatari bank when he was 28, I think. Unless he's amazing at maths, come on. I mean, you can make up your own minds, but it looks like he is tied to the Qatari state anyway. Also, it says here, now, according to journalist Ben Jacobs, Sheikh Jassim is almost on the brink of being ready to acquire the club. Right, okay, he's almost on the brink. It looks like it's advantage Sheikh Jassim, but then there's a twist, another twist, a caveat. There's always one. But it's the same with Ratcliffe, which suggests the Glazers are keeping all their options open as they look to get as high a price as possible. Now, we always knew that. We always knew they were going to get as high a price as possible. So that's not much of a surprise there. The sort of twist has been that Sheikh Jassim, when it looks on Wednesday like he was going to walk away, he isn't. He's going to stay. He's going to keep going. We just don't know whether it's going to be him or Sir Jim Ratcliffe. The news a week or two ago was that Sir Jim Ratcliffe looked like he was going to be the favourite. Now, however, it looks like Sheikh Jassim, I don't say he's a favourite, but I think they're neck and neck, shall we say. So, as always, we'll keep you posted and let you know what is going on. But Sheikh Jassim isn't walking away, is on the brink. But then again, so is Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Sheikh Jassim's also getting advised by the chap behind or running PSG as well. But that shouldn't be an issue in terms of him running, owning, or whatever with Manchester United. That's, from what we gather, won't be an issue. UEFA are quite happy that they are two separate entities. Should we move on to some transfer news? Don't forget as well, let us know in the comments in the chat about your thoughts on the takeover, because if you're like me, you're just getting fed up with it, man. I want the takeover done. I want transfers in. I want Erik ten Hag to be given every advantage possible he can have going into next season, not waiting around and missing out on players because the Glazers have just left us in the mud like they always do. United in pole position for Kim. This has come from RMC Sport. United are in pole position in the race to sign Napoli centre-back Kim Min-Jae this summer, but face competition from French giants Paris Saint-Germain. Well, maybe your man, Sheikh Jassim, can have a word with his mate and say, leave Kim Min-Jae alone, he's mine. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with this. We have been heavily linked with him, as this report goes on to say, and we are in pole position, but there is other interest. Seems like there's something in this with him coming to Manchester United, but you never know with these transfers, especially if you haven't got owners in. Could there be a twist? This is an interesting one. United seek information on Martinez, Lautaro Martinez. Football agent Mario Canoli. No, sorry. Mario Canoli. Canoli, not cannoli. Leave the gun, bring the cannoli. Mario Canelli. No, let me get this right. Mario Canoli. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. I might be wrong. Told TV Play that United have asked for information on Inter Milan striker Lautaro Martinez ahead of the summer transfer window. United have grand ambitions to strengthen their attacking options, and manager Erik ten Hag has made signing a striker his top target this summer. Martinez, who will be hoping to feature for Inter when they face Manchester City in the Champions League final tonight. Really? I forgot that was on. Has scored 28 goals this season. Let us know what you think. Is Martinez the answer? Do you want him to come to Manchester United? Do you think we're going to get Kim Min-Jae? Do you think it's going to be Sheikh Jassim or Sir Jim Ratcliffe that own Manchester United Football Club? I'm going to leave it there. Make sure as well you do subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 700,000 subscribers. With your support, we'll do it. We've got loads of videos coming up. We've got videos featuring Stephen Howe soon. Got videos featuring Joe Smith. Mako will be with his Gazette over the weekend as well. Plus, next week, you've got all the podcasts and all that to look forward to. Sky Reports. We've got everything. We've got you covered, so hit that subscribe button. I've been Jay Moyer. This has been The Paper Talk from a very sunny Salford. Thanks for watching.